Now let's discuss about field measurement of infiltration rate. Infiltration in a field can be measured by infiltrometers. There are two types of infiltrometers, single tube infiltrometer and double ring infiltrometer. Let's see single tube infiltrometer. This is a typical figure showing the dimension and the arrangement of single tube infiltrometer. It consists of hollow cylinder of 30 centimeter dia and 60 centimeter length with its both ends opened. The cylinder is vertically driven into the ground such that 10 centimeter of the tube is above the ground level. Water is added in the tube and a constant water level is maintained such that a head of 7 centimeter is maintained above ground level. The water falls due to infiltration. So as to maintain the water level, additional water is added using a measuring jar. The amount of water to be added for a particular time so that the level remains the constant is noted. The volume of added water divided by area of the cylinder will give us the depth of the water added. So, with this, the infiltration rate can be calculated as infiltration rate is equal to depth divided by time. The procedure is continued till a constant infiltration rate is obtained. A graph is plotted between infiltration rate and time, which gives the infiltration capacity curve for the area. The main drawback for this single tube infiltrometer is that there is lateral distribution of water from the cylinder which will not be vertical. Therefore, it doesn't truly represent the area through which infiltration takes place. Now let's discuss about double tube or double ring infiltrometer. The figure shows the typical layout and arrangement of a double ring infiltrometer. The drawback in the single tube infiltrometer is rectified in the double ring infiltrometer, which consists of an inner and outer cylinder. Now let's see the working of double ring infiltrometer. Both the cylinders are driven vertically into the ground concentrically so that a 10 centimeter portion of the cylinders are above the ground level. Water is added to both cylinders so as to maintain a head of 5 centimeter above ground level. The water level is kept same for both the cylinders. When the water level falls due to infiltration, more water is added to keep the head constant. Note the volume of water added to the inner cylinder only for a particular time. The outer cylinder is provided just to prevent lateral flow of water. The procedure is repeated several times till uniform rate is obtained. Infiltration rate can be obtained from the depth, and the depth is calculated. Depth is equal to volume of water added to the inner cylinder divided by area of the inner cylinder. After that, the infiltration capacity curve is plotted, which gives infiltration curve for the catchment area. There are few drawbacks for this method, that is field method of calculation of infiltration rate. They are: the actual raindrop effect on the soil differs from the manner in which the water flows in a infiltrometer. The driving of cylinder ring disturb the normal soil structure. And the last point is, The result obtained from the test largely depends upon the size of infiltrometer and the area of soil covered. Larger infiltrometer gives lesser infiltration rate compared to smaller infiltrometer. So that's all we have to discuss about infiltration. So in this lecture so far we have discussed infiltration, its definition, infiltration rate, infiltration curve, factors affecting infiltration, Horton's equation solution, and we have discussed a problem related to Horton's equation, and lastly we discussed about the field measurement of infiltration rate. So with this I am winding up this lecture. We will meet in the next lecture. Thank you.